This week I'm going to demonstrate how to make side welt. Side welt is the strip of leather that runs down the side seam of a cowboy boot, and this helps protect and hide the stitches. To make side welt, you need a strip of leather that is precisely 5/8 of an inch wide. Or at least that's what it needs to be if your seam allowance is 1/8 like mine is for side seams. So I make a mark that's 5/8 of an inch from the straight edge, and then I try to cut right in the center of my silver mark. This is my student Teresa, and she's volunteered to help this week with the demonstration. We're making side welt. Teresa, if you could show just your hand the way you hold the thread. Yeah, just like that. She's holding the thread in her last two fingers, and then just working it a little bit at a time. Now with side welt, you have to match the edges exactly. When you're making skived beading, you don't line up the edges, but with side welt, the edges are put together to where they match exactly. And now she's just going to take the hammer and rub it right alongside the cord to work that cord back into the fold if it wasn't there already. The cord I use is number 346 nylon bonded thread. So when you sew the side welt onto the boot, there's a really specific way to hold your hands. I like to have my ring finger right up against the side of the boot, and that way I can feel if the side welt is exactly flush with the side of the boot, which it needs to be. So I've got my thumb under it, these two fingers on top, and then this finger right on the side, so I can feel those two edges together. I teach boot making classes, and prospective students often call or email and ask me, so if I take a 2 or a 4 week class, then I'll be a boot maker, right? I'm sorry, but the answer is no. It takes many years for the knowledge to move from your brain to your hands. Sometimes when a student asks me a question, I actually have to go over there and do the process before I can even explain to them what to do, because the knowledge is in my hands and I've forgotten how to explain it. For me, that was when I really felt that I had become a boot maker, is when I could look down and see that my hands were working and I was hardly thinking about it. The knowledge had moved from my brain to my hands. Thank you. See you next week.